Have you ever considered remarrying but felt unsure if it's the right decision? Getting married later in life is a completely different experience than in your younger years, and many people overlook key realities until it's too late. Whether you've been single for a while, recently divorced, or widowed, remarriage brings unique challenges that can impact your finances, relationships, and overall happiness. In this video, we'll reveal 5 crucial truths to know before remarrying after 60. Understanding these insights can help you make a choice that leads to fulfillment, stability, and peace. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this. Number 1. Financial realities change after 60. One of the biggest surprises of remarrying later in life is how it impacts your financial situation. Many assume that marriage is simply about love and companionship, but it also carries legal and financial commitments that can significantly affect your retirement savings. Social Security benefits, pensions, and estate plans. For instance, if you're receiving Social Security benefits based on a former spouse's record, remarrying could reduce or eliminate them. Pensions and survivor benefits may also have restrictions that change after marriage. Additionally, retirement savings and estate planning become more complex as your assets, debts, and financial responsibilities now involve another person. Even if you and your spouse keep separate accounts, state laws can dictate how assets are divided in case of divorce or death. Inheritance is another key concern. Many people assume their assets will pass to their children as planned, but remarriage can alter legal rights to wealth distribution. Take Robert, a 72-year-old widower who remarried. He assumed his children would inherit his estate, only to realize his new wife had legal claims to his assets. To ensure his children were protected, he had to navigate difficult legal discussions and adjust his estate plan. Before remarrying, consult a financial advisor or estate planner to understand the financial implications. While these discussions may not be romantic, they are crucial to securing your future and protecting your loved ones. Number 2, family dynamics can get complicated. Remarrying later in life isn't just about bringing 2 people together, it's about merging families, histories, and expectations. Unlike younger couples who build a life from scratch, those over 60 often enter marriage with adult children, grandchildren, and long-established family dynamics. This can create unexpected challenges. One major hurdle is how adult children react. While they may want you to be happy, they could also feel conflicted, loyal to your late spouse, concerned about family traditions, or worried about financial changes. Some may warmly welcome your new partner, while others may feel uneasy, suspicious, or even resentful. If these emotions aren't handled carefully, they can cause long-term tension. Grandchildren may also need time to adjust. If you've played a central role in their lives, introducing a new spouse might feel disruptive. Likewise, if your new partner has children or grandchildren, blending families requires patience and understanding. Financial concerns are another common source of tension. Even if money isn't a focus in your relationship, family members may worry about inheritance, altered wills, or changes to long-standing financial plans. Many conflicts arise not out of greed, but from a desire to ensure that a parent's legacy remains intact. Take Susan, for example. At 68, she remarried after years of being single, expecting her children to be happy for her. Instead, she faced difficult conversations about inheritance, family traditions, and even her living arrangements. She soon realized that open communication was key to easing concerns and maintaining family harmony. If you're considering remarriage, talk with your family. Be upfront about your intentions, listen to their worries, and clarify what will and won't change. These discussions may take time, but addressing concerns early can prevent misunderstandings and resentment. The key is to reassure your loved ones that while you're seeking companionship, you still deeply value the relationships you've built over the years. Number 3, emotional expectations are different at this stage. Relationships in your 60s and beyond look quite different from those in your younger years. Marriage is no longer about building a life together, raising children, or growing careers. It's about companionship, emotional support, and maintaining independence while sharing your life with someone. However, many people don't fully consider these changes before remarrying, which can lead to unexpected challenges. One of the biggest differences is the level of independence each person brings into the relationship. By this stage in life, you've established routines, personal habits, and a way of living that suits you. You may own your home, have favorite hobbies, and follow a daily rhythm that feels comfortable. A new marriage means blending another person's lifestyle, preferences, and expectations into your world, something that isn't always easy. Unlike younger couples working toward financial stability together, later in life marriages often involve two self-sufficient individuals, making love, companionship, and shared experiences the primary reasons for coming together. This shift also means both partners need to be clear about expectations. How much time will you spend together? How will you handle disagreements? How will you balance personal independence with the relationship? These are important questions to discuss. Past emotional experiences also play a role. If you've lost a spouse or gone through a divorce, those memories and emotions don't simply disappear. Both you and your partner bring decades of history, family connections, and perspectives on love that shape how you communicate and express affection. Learning to navigate these differences with patience and understanding is key to a successful remarriage. Take Harold, for example. At 75, he found love again after years of being widowed. However, he was surprised by how different this relationship felt from his first marriage. His late wife had been his partner for decades, and their routines were deeply ingrained. Meanwhile, his new wife had been divorced for many years and valued her independence in ways he wasn't used to. It took time to find their balance, learning to communicate without comparing the past, respecting each other's need for personal space, and embracing their unique dynamic. If you're considering remarriage, ask yourself, what do you truly want from this relationship? Do you want companionship without major changes to your daily routine? Would you prefer to live together or maintain separate homes? Are you emotionally ready to blend two established lives? Answering these questions honestly can help set realistic expectations and build a fulfilling, harmonious marriage. Number 4. Legal considerations matter more than you think. Marriage isn't just an emotional bond, it's a legal contract. When remarrying after 60, the legal complexities can be far greater than they were in your younger years. Many assume that love alone is enough, but without understanding the legal implications, you could face unexpected consequences. From estate planning to medical decision-making, there are important legal issues to address before saying, "I do." One key consideration is how remarriage affects your estate. Marriage can automatically grant your spouse certain rights to your assets, even if you intended to leave them to your children or other loved ones. Without a clear plan, your estate may be divided in ways you never intended. Updating your will or setting up a trust can ensure your assets are distributed according to your wishes. Medical decision-making is another crucial factor. If you become ill or incapacitated, your spouse may have legal authority over your care, even over adult children or other family members. This can lead to conflicts if opinions differ. Setting up advance directives or a medical power of attorney can clarify your wishes and prevent disputes. Prenuptial agreements also provide clarity and protection. While some hesitate to discuss a prenup out of fear it seems unromantic, it can actually help prevent misunderstandings. A well-structured agreement outlines how assets, debts, and financial responsibilities will be handled, reducing the risk of disputes later. Take Eleanor, for example. At 67, she was excited to remarry, but wanted to ensure her children's inheritance remained secure. She and her fiancé had an open conversation and decided to draft a prenuptial agreement, which gave her peace of mind and reassured her family. Legal discussions may feel uncomfortable, but they are essential. Before remarrying, consult an estate planning and family law attorney to ensure everything is legally structured to protect you and your loved ones. Having these conversations early can prevent stress and confusion later, allowing you to focus on building a secure and fulfilling marriage. Number 5. The meaning of happiness evolves with age. As we grow older, our perception of happiness changes. In our younger years, marriage is often associated with building a future, raising a family, securing financial stability, and creating a shared life from the ground up. However, after 60, happiness is no longer about construction, but rather about preservation, enjoyment, and finding fulfillment in the life already established. This shift makes it crucial to ask yourself, Does this relationship align with the happiness I seek at this stage of my life? Many assume that remarrying will naturally lead to greater joy, but the reality is that happiness in later years stems from different sources than it once did. For some, happiness is found in companionship and sharing daily life with a partner. For others, it's about maintaining independence while still having someone to enjoy special moments with. And for many, preserving their lifestyle and routines without compromise is key. The most important thing is understanding what happiness means to you now, not what it meant 30 or 40 years ago. One of the most common mistakes people make when remarrying after 60 is believing that love alone will eliminate loneliness. While companionship is valuable, personal fulfillment ultimately comes from within. If you aren't content on your own, marriage won't necessarily change that. In fact, entering a marriage expecting it to complete you can lead to disappointment, especially if cohabiting with someone else turns out to be more restrictive than expected. Compatibility in lifestyle and routine. At this stage of life, you likely have well-established routines: how you start your mornings, your travel preferences, and how you manage social engagements. If your new partner's lifestyle differs significantly, it may lead to conflict rather than happiness. Some individuals thrive on spontaneity, while others prefer structure. Some enjoy quiet evenings at home, while others crave an active social life. If you and your prospective spouse aren't aligned in these areas, consider how much you are willing to adjust and whether those changes would ultimately enhance your happiness. Take Frank, for example. At 72, he found a wonderful new partner and remarried, believing that companionship would fill the emotional gap left by his previous marriage. However, as time went on, he realized their expectations were vastly different. His new wife loved to travel frequently, while he preferred staying close to home. She was highly social, while he cherished his quiet time. Though they cared for each other, they struggled to find common ground, and Frank often felt as though he had lost the comfort and independence he had valued in his single years. Defining happiness on your own terms. Before remarrying, take the time to reflect on what truly brings you happiness. Do you want a traditional marriage where everything is shared? Would you prefer companionship with some personal space? Would living separately while maintaining a committed relationship be more fulfilling? There is no universal right or wrong answer, only what feels right for you. The most important thing is ensuring that any decision you make supports your long-term happiness rather than disrupting the peace and fulfillment you've already cultivated. Final thoughts. As we conclude this discussion, take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. Remarrying after 60 can be a deeply rewarding experience, but it's a decision that carries significant realities, ones that many people overlook until they're already in the midst of it. Financial considerations, family dynamics, emotional expectations, legal implications, and your personal definition of happiness all deserve thoughtful consideration before making such a life-changing commitment. Marriage at this stage of life isn't about following societal expectations or outdated traditions. It's about making a choice that genuinely serves you. Some people find immense joy in remarrying, while others discover that they are happiest maintaining their independence or exploring alternative forms of companionship. The key is choosing a path that aligns with your values, lifestyle, and long-term well-being. If this discussion has given you something to consider, take your time before making any major decisions. Have the necessary conversations with your loved ones, seek financial and legal advice, and most importantly, listen to your own heart. There's no rush. This stage of life is about embracing what makes you truly happy, not conforming to what society expects. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share what you've learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your feedback is valuable to us. If you found this discussion helpful, please like, subscribe, and share.